Today's High Performance Podcast is brought to you by Josh Phegan Digital. It's the only place that you'll find our expansive resource library. Every form, checklist, visual and dialogue that you'll ever need to systemize your business. Available to edit in PDF to rapidly take your business to the next level.
Welcome to High Performance, the podcast featuring Josh Phegan and Alexander Phillips. Alexander, today we're going to talk about getting back to growth. I meet a lot of agents that have kind of done pretty well, but all of a sudden they found themselves on a plateau. They don't know how to get off the plateau. Maybe they've lost the drive, the momentum, the energy for it, the motivation for it. What does Alexander Phillips do if ever you're in a position that you're kind of just feeling like you're coasting, but you're not really driving towards that target or that goal anymore, and you got to find something else to get you energized and driven to get back into that level of performance?
It does happen a lot, I think, with everybody, particularly if you get burnt out. And a burnout is probably high stress levels.
Yes.
I think is where people get burnt out. And
for sustained periods, right?
Yeah, and probably not knowing what to do, and like particularly if they've never been busy, or not busy, but busier than what they've ever been. Juggling that and, having leakage and missing opportunities and, not calling back people and, you do get a lot that's, seep through the cracks, and it happens with us too. So I think a lot of that comes down to your mental headspace and how you pre-plan your day and your year and what you eat and how you train, and sort of everything all works as one if you do it all right.
But then recognising when it's off, right? So then what can you do to adjust quickly?
It's also making sure when it's off that, generally when the market's off, it's off, because it might be a holiday season, or, making sure that you take, plenty of breaks around when it's not going to be busy as well. I think recharging is definitely something that you need to do. But again, it comes down to having, the right team around you, your immediate team, at your home, people that you surround yourself with will definitely help that. And I think we've also got to a point now as well where we've only just started doing this. We should have done it previously or earlier on, is that you get burnt out by probably 3 or 4 clients in a year. So where they just actually drain you and suck everything out of you, then you're affected for the rest of the month or the year or whatever. So it's picking who those clients are and actually pushing back on them, not taking on the business.
And, this is kind of an interesting path, is that like every year you look down at like average sale price, volume and or fee. If you're in a position that all of a sudden, you're not going to do as much volume as you might have done in a previous year, do you look for other ways to get the growth? Is it like slightly pushing the fees? It's slightly pushing the sale price? Because, you don't always want to go to do more necessarily, but there are other ways to get the path of that growth. How many people are just not that strategic to think that way?
Yeah, we've actually seen that at right now in what we're doing in our business. Is we've seen our average sale price drop a lot this year. So we've had to do more volume, more listings, have more on the market, and also the amount of listings selling isn't as high. So you list 30, 20 sell, 10 don't, so you've got to list 50. So it's more working out that you've got to do higher volume for less return, or having like 2 sections, motivated vendors, unmotivated, spending energy with the motivated ones. Unmotivated ones will just sort of drift along, and then something will happen, they get motivated, then you can ramp up the intensity. So it's sort of like segmenting your time with that and making sure that you're giving the energy to the right people.
And you got to get back strategic again. Like I did some work with a business the other day that has all of a sudden found that its market share has kind of dropped in the $3 to $10 million sector, where they have previously been dominant in over many years. And they were like, it's just because of this and that. And they were kind of blaming a whole range of things. And I just walked back into them and said, hey guys, so what's the strategy to get back into that $3 to $10 million market? Where do the landlords live? Where do the archive landlords live? How many past clients have we got in that market? What are we doing to upsize the size of our boards, upsize the size of our marketing campaign? Who are some relationships we could got? How many of those properties are on the market post 90 days that are now withdrawn or expired that we could go after? I say, guys, you got to realize we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra campaigns in that $3 to $10 million sector. We've got a different spring in our step. We've got a different story to tell. We get a couple of sold stickers up. we then are going to get another 3, 4, 5 out off the back of that. And so like you just got to get back to the strategy about what you actually want to go after and not blame something else for being the reason why you haven't got to that level of performance. So go back and assess, where am I at right now? What are the strengths that I've got that I should be leveraging? And what are the strengths that I now need to develop? And this is a really important skill set, because developing is about growing and leveraging is about realizing where you're already strong, but maybe not doing enough with that would make a huge difference in the overall momentum and success of the business.